What's up everybody, it's your boy LBS Void coming here with part 5 to What If Naruto Was Yoriichi's Reincarnation. So yeah, let's just get right into it. There's nothing to really say beforehand. Where we left off last time was Naruto, Sasuke, and Jiraiya coming back to the village, and just some random stuff there. So let's get right back. Oh, we did leave off with the attack stuff with Datara and the other guy. I forgot, a sorcery. So yeah, let's do this now. Upon arriving back at Konoha, the team went straight to the Hokage's office. When reporting to Tsunade, they informed her about the meeting with Sasori's spy in 10 days, which they got the information from Sasori from when Sakura had interrogated them. In order to be able to go, Naruto needed to find a replacement for Sasuke, as he was getting sent on a mission with Jiraiya and Kakashi to help him find Itachi so that he can seek his revenge as a part of the agreement with him when he and the Hokage left. When he left with the approval of the Kage, While searching, Naruto was attacked by their third team member before actually learning who he was. The ninja was later introduced as Sai, and he had attacked Naruto to test Naruto's power, and had seen that it is much stronger than what he had thought it would be, with him not being able to touch Naruto at all, and nearly being decapitated. Without Naruto seeing his ninja headband, realizing that he was a Konoha ninja, since he had been sent by with him just being sent by Danzo and stuff to replace Sasuke. Sai is a member of the now defunct independent subdivision of Anbu called the Root, but he doesn't say anything about that. It was also discovered that some of the village's elders were worried about the possibility of Naruto being captured by the Akatsuki, and Danzo had ordered him to keep a lookout for Naruto just in case he was. Tsunade convinced him to let him go by assigning Yamato, an Anbu captain, as a temporary leader of Team Kakashi under the codename Yamato. They were to travel to Tenchi Bridge in Kusaragakure to meet with Sasori's spy. Team Kakashi took on the mission, or Team Yamato went off to do the mission, and a great amount of tension began to build in the team, especially between Naruto and Sai. Naruto disliked Sai, as he could feel the emotions of Sai, and they were all mostly fake, and also about their interactions between himself and Sasuke at the beginning of the series. Before they were kind of friends. Yamato, disguised as Sasori, went to meet up with the spy. The spy was revealed to be some random Orochimaru henchman, as it was also arranged by Orochimaru. But the technique binding him to Sasori had been dispelled long ago. Orochimaru appeared, and the rando attacked Yamato, or the henchman attacked Yamato, destroying the disguise, as it was a high-leveled henchman of Orochimaru. Orochimaru revealed that he had performed experiments on Yamato and 59 other children, giving them the first Hokage's DNA in an attempt to recreate wood release, so that maybe he could get it himself later on. And also revealed to Team 7, or the now Team 7 with Sai and Yamato, that Yamato was the only survivor. Orochimaru then called out the rest of Yamato's team, taunting Naruto, talking about how he managed to create a new body for himself, and that when he gets his hands on Sasuke, he will take his. Naruto, angered by this, uses the one tail of the chakra in a calm type of manner, so he's not like thrashing out, and dashes to Orochimaru, using the first form, Dance, and slashes Orochimaru, cutting him. But Orochimaru was expecting this, as he knew about Naruto's actual swordsman skills, as during this time in training, he's able to have a few spies who weren't noticed by Jiraiya watch Naruto to see the type of techniques that he has. So he knows a few of Naruto's techniques, and he's trying to repel them and counterattack. He then unleashes his Kagetsuchi blade, I think that's how you call it, and battles Naruto, but it is mainly just one-sided, with Orochimaru having to spit out his body over and over again to not die. In the end, Orochimaru escapes, but with the cost of Naruto using his red blade, permanently severing his legs, with him unable to perform any type of jutsu to heal himself, as his legs will continue to burn, just like how the red blade from Yoriichi continues to burn Muzan for like thousands of, I think it was like 1,000 years or something like that, or 400 years. Annoyed that Orochimaru has escaped from him once again, he continues to feel his anger towards Orochimaru and makes himself feel like he's not like kind of worthy, like Yoriichi feels after not being able to kill Muzan. And he also blames himself for not being able to get rid of Orochimaru from this world. And he vows next time to end him, as Orochimaru is someone who's not supposed to live in this world, and he shouldn't be able to continue living. With Sai not being able to meet with Orochimaru or anything like that, and Sasuke not being with Orochimaru, from the original, that arc pretty much ends, and like the ones later as well also end as well, so we'll just skip all those arcs because nothing would happen. The two newly introduced Akatsuki members, Hidan and Kakazu, were chasing down the Two Tails, Jinchuriki, Yujito Ni. Despite fully transforming into a two-tailed state, Hidan and Kakazu defeated Yujito. After the battle, Hidan performed the gruesome religious rituals, greatly annoying Kakazu, who was a money-obsessed bounty hunter. Zetsu appeared and took charge of Yujito, ordering the pair to proceed to the Land of Fire for their next target. Hidan and Kakazu stopped nearby at a nearby temple and killed the head monk. At that time as well, Asuma's team arrived at the ruins and realized that the Akatsuki pair had taken Chiriko's body to a bounty station. The team prepared to intercept the killers at the station, and a monk prayed for the team's safety. When the monk expressed concern for their safety, Asuma revealed that his bounty was 5 million ryo higher than Chiriko? I don't know, some random fodder. Meanwhile, Hidan and Kakazu collected the bounty on that guy's head and turned over the corpse as proof. Elsewhere, Toby, aka Obito, by himself, went and took care of the Three Tails, and as well as before this happened, they would have gotten all the other Jinchuriki except for the 8 and 9 Tails at this time. Back with Team Asuma, well, you really know what happens. Hidan and Kakazu just kill Asuma and completely wreck that team. Later on in the village, the new three-man team 10 prepared to leave and continues Asuma's mission after being informed of Asuma's death. However, Tsunade refuses to let Team 10 go since they lacked a captain, and Kakashi, who had come back from helping with Jiraiya and Sasuke, as they had found the whereabouts of where Itachi was, offers to head with the team to fill the temporary gap, and the four-man team then head off. Later in the woods, Shikamaru devises a new attack strategy that included Kakashi in the plan. There's not much to say about this arc. It kind of just goes to the original, with everything really happened the same. But with Naruto coming in as backup, being sent by Tsunade, as he was sent to kind of help in the mission, as she knew that they might not be enough to actually defeat the two S-rank class ninjas, as they had some information of their immortality, or the sense of immortality that they have. He ends up coming with Naruto using Burning Bones, Summer Sun, killing Kakazu, and as many hearts that he had, being able to slash them all in a continuous motion. And Hidan, who was split up from Kakazu, died to Shikamaru and Team 10 to have their peace with Hidan dying, and Naruto not wanting to interfere with that. With Sasuke, through Jiraiya and other means, Kakashi, Sasuke finds out the whereabouts of Itachi and Kisame. Sasuke arrives at the Uchiha hideout and confronts Itachi. Because Sasuke is so much stronger than the original, with all his type of swordsman skills, the fight starts off the same, with Itachi putting Sasuke in a genjutsu and him breaking out of it. A fight then starts with Sasuke using the first form, Dark Moon, Evening Palace, a style of moon breathing, and after that a single slash let out many crescent moons flying towards Itachi. Which surprised him, and Itachi would be hit by a few of these, as they were all in random places in where he was. Itachi, who was still skillful, uses Amaterasu, but Sasuke also uses the second form, Pearl Flower Moon Gazing, and the flames hit the moons, defending Sasuke, as it is a type of defensive form of moon breathing. From this point on, the fight would go the same, with Sasuke using different moon styles, as well as flame and using Chidori with combination with flame breathing would overpower Itachi, constantly cutting him and injuring him, and the defeat of Itachi would happen much sooner and with less difficulty than the original, so Sasuke wouldn't be completely drained. Instead, it would be like a mid-difficulty fight for Sasuke. During all this time, Zetsu was watching all this, as Sasuke and Itachi had their last words together, with Sasuke winning the fight and Itachi dying. Before Itachi did die, however, he told Sasuke to take his eyes, as they would be beneficial for them in the future, using the same type of telling Sasuke that because he won the fight, he had the right to take his eyes for more power. As Itachi didn't really want the same situation, he wanted Sasuke to not hate the village and know what he actually did. He wants Sasuke to think that the Uchiha clan was a great clan and didn't plan on doing the coup against the village. So he heads back. Sasuke, after taking the eyes, heads back to the village, as Jiraiya wasn't with him and Kisame had left to do the other thing. Kisame as well will be confronted by all that stuff, and the same stuff would happen with him. Boom, that now finished the Itachi arc with Sasuke. Back at the village, Naruto and Sasuke are called back to the Hokage's office with news that Jiraiya has died in the battle with Pain. And with this news, because of the training trip with Jiraiya, Sasuke, who has built a great bond with Jiraiya, seeing him just like Naruto as a father mentor type figure, and Naruto reckons his Mangekyo Sharingan. I'm doing this just because Obito doesn't reveal, and he wouldn't be able to get the Mangekyo Sharingan, and I'm saying this because just like how in the original with Naruto, how he took it, that would probably warrant someone awakening the Mangekyo Sharingan, because you've lost someone very dear to you. This is how other people work in their Mangekyo Sharingan, just like Itachi. So I'm saying, Sasuke would awaken the exact same. With that news being done, Sasuke would head to the Uchiha compound, and he would find the tablet, and he would read it, and he'd learn about the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and understanding what his brother had said now, would go to Sakura and have her replace and implant the eyes in him, making it so he would now have the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan without any of the defects from the normal Mangekyo use. So now Sasuke is now stronger than he was in the original with eternal Mangekyo Sharingans. His abilities would be the same, there's no changing that either. With trying to back with Naruto in the Hokage's office, we're trying to encode the Toad's code from Jiraiya. The Toads who listened to one of Jiraiya's last wishes to get Naruto to be able to have the Toad contract, tells Naruto to come with him to learn the Toad Sage arts. And Naruto, who wants to continue having a much stronger, not really stronger bond, but the same type of bond as the original, would agree, and and Naruto goes to learn Toad Sage mode, leaving the village for now. Meanwhile, Toby, aka Obito, goes to fight Killer B, aka the Eight-Tailed Jinchuriki, and in the fight he prevails, defeating B, unlike in the original. Unlike the original, he captures the Eight Tails and takes it to be absorbed by Pain in the statue. The Akatsuki, now having all but one of the tailed beasts, are now going to go to the Pain invasion arc. Upon reaching Konoha, Pain discusses the battle plan for the invasion, with the Ashura Path, Praetor Path, and Animal Path will act as a diversion, while the Diva Path, Naraka Path, the Human Path, and Konan go to interrogate the villagers on where Naruto is, the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, either through the the mind reading or the threat of death. Once the preparations were complete, those paths go and summoned the 6 paths of Pain, and the invasion began. Because Konoha only expected one invader from Jiraiya's coding, the multiple points of attack made it difficult for Konoha to react, and the 5th Hokage called for Naruto to return to the village and aid in its defense. But the message toad, Kotsuku, I think it's his name, was killed by Danzo before he could leave, to prevent the Akatsuki a chance of capturing the Nine Tails, Naruto, as he doesn't want the village to lose a precious asset, as well as the hopes of and also in his hopes that Tsunade would lose a position in the attack. Meanwhile, Tsunade remained at the Ninja Academy and summoned using Akatsuki to heal any villagers who were injured during the attack. Meanwhile, Kakashi engaged with the Diva Path, who was quickly backed up by the Ashura Path. Chozo and his team of shinobi, along with his son, Choji, came to Kakashi's aid and discovered the Diva Path's unique gravity manipulation and its 5-second window. Despite discovering the secret in the Ashura Path and the Ashura Path's defeat, Chozo, along with his team, were crucially wounded, and Kakashi was incapacitated. I think he just died, leaving Choji to deliver the information to Tsunade. Konohamaru engaged and defeated the Naraka Path, while Sumi and Kiba engaged the Praetor Path. All the other stuff happens the same, and as the invasion continues, Konan interrogates several shinobi of Naruto's whereabouts. However, by this time, Naruto has earned respect of every single Konoha shinobi, as well as the respect and care because of his earlier days of not pranking, but instead helping the villagers to understand that he wasn't actually the QB itself. Well, not even the QB, because he doesn't even know he's the QB. He didn't know he's the QB Jinchuriki at that time, so he was just doing it because of his very kind nature and his all that type of stuff. So he would have the respect of every single shinobi, and I'd say most, if not all, of the villages as well. And with that, they will not be willing to give away Naruto's location just like the original. He would rather be killed. One such shinobi told Konoha to fuck off and go to hell, with a smile on his face. Oh, that guy, if you've seen the episode, is a real... he was a menace, I say. He was crazy. Despite the hopeless situation he was in, he still told Konan, a little air-snake ninja, to go to hell. That was hilarious. As the Diva Path confronted Tsunade to question her about Naruto, Shizune and Inuichi and Ino Yamanaka discovered the secret of this Pain's 6 paths. The black receivers planted in the body Jiraiya sent back revealed that each body was merely an animated corpse powered by chakra, and that Pain's real body was somewhere else. As Shizune summarized their analysis, the human path found and read her mind, discovering Naruto was at Mount Miyaboku, training to master sage arts. Upon finding out this, and angered by Tsunade's previous lack of pain because of her mark thing, the Diva Path recalled Konan and the other 5 paths out of the village, because one of them was dead, I think. They all left, and he detonated a very powerful Shinra Tensei, destroying most of the village. Having caught word of Pain's attack, the Toads at Mount Boku prepared for a counterattack, and Shima, who was at Konoha at the time, was told to prepare a reverse summoning to bring Naruto and all those other Toads back to Konoha. Moments before the Shinra Tensei leveled the village, after using the Naruto path to repair the destroyed Ashura path, the animal path was relaunched back into the village and resummoned the rest of the paths back to fight with the Jinchuriki. Naruto, who is now in the village, sees the damage caused by Pain, and for the first time in his life was so mad that the Nine-Tails chakra uncontrollably leaked out and seeped out of his body, creating a toxifying bloodlust towards Pain. His facial, his face stayed the same with its passive look, but the amount of killing intent surrounded him overpowered what the mark would call the making it so there's no actual presence with the mark, So yeah, the chakra is just very toxifying. Naruto's mark, the flame type of mark on his forehead, would begin to spread more on his face, coming below his chin as well, and would spread even more, with Naruto trying to bring out as much power from it as he can. And with Naruto being so much stronger, he would be much stronger than the original. Naruto, without any hesitation, leaps towards the paths, and one by one, using the 13th form of sun breathing, slashes through almost all the paths except for one, that being the Diva path, in an instant. With Naruto being so much stronger than the original, he can use the Nine-Tails chakra efficiently, boosting himself and all his physical capabilities by so much more than Sage Mode. He's also stacking Sage Mode onto this as well, which also helps in the fight. The Nine-Tails, also during the time of the training trip, would allow Naruto to use as much chakra as he wants, as he had beaten the Nine-Tails with the help of Kushina and also Jiraiya during that time. So Naruto would be able to use KCM 1 as much as he wants, and he would also be able to use KCM 2, but he doesn't use KCM 2. It's kind of like he's not using all that full power. But Kurama does respect Naruto for having this type of power, and does suspect that he could be the person his father was talking about, but doesn't say anything to Naruto, as he's just that guy. He's just that guy. With the Diva path, he ends up slashing, killing it with seconds. After that, because of the Diva path trying to use the Shinra Tensei, it wouldn't actually work fully, as Naruto is just so much stronger. And we know from the fight as well that because the Nine-Tails was so much stronger, he can kind of stop and not really be blown back using the Shinra Tensei from that one part of the fight, and would be able to kill that Diva path in seconds. With Nagato, who was back being in that little tree, now being horrified at what would actually happen because of his 6 paths of pain, and who he thought himself as a god had been destroyed in mere moments by a 16-year-old. With Naruto being able to track from some of the clothes or whatever the bones in the chakra rod things, he would track where Nagato is. He goes off to search for the hideout. Naruto, arriving at the hideout, confronts Nagato and Konoha about why they're doing this, and he tells Naruto his story. After hearing Nagato's story, Naruto reflects on everything he had just heard. Naruto agreed that some things Nagato mentioned were true, but he also mentioned that saying that Jiraiya had believed in him, and that he would believe in what Jiraiya had believed in, and that is why he would not kill Nagato. Nagato questions this, and Naruto pulled out the book that Jiraiya had written. He began reading from it, and told Nagato the main character's name was Naruto. Naruto then said that he would become the Kage, and he promised peace for the Rain Village as well. Nagato then said that Naruto was like him, when he was younger, and he said that he would believe in Naruto as well, and prepared to use the technique. The technique, being the outer path. He released all the souls that had been captured and killed during the attack, and also used it to, revive all the people that have died, including Kakashi, Fusaku, and Shizune. At Mount Miyaboku, the Great Toad Sage was shown telling Gamabuta that everyone had been revived, and that he found it surprising that the two of Jiraiya's pupils that would bring about the revolution of the ninja world. Nagato then entrusted his will to Naruto and died moments later. Konoha decided to leave the Akatsuki and took both Nagato and Yahiko's bodies, telling Naruto that she would believe him, just as Nagato did as well, and then she used her paper to create a boku of flowers as a sign of peace and gave them to Naruto. Very sweet. And that now ends that arc, with Naruto coming back to the village and being congratulated as the hero of the village. And boom! That's the pain arc done. With Sasuke, days later, coming back to the village, he sees the massive damage that had been done and heads towards Naruto and Sasuke to find out what happened. Tsunade out of commission. Sadly, Danzo would be elected as the next Hokage, as they wouldn't have anyone suitable at the time, as Naruto's still too young. Kakashi isn't really that strong, and didn't really help a lot in how he was actually elected as the Hokage later in the timeline. So there's no one else, and Danzo, who still had his strings in the council as well as the Fire Daimyo, would have himself elected as the next Hokage. Gaara, the 5th Kazekage of the Sand Village, Inoki, the 3rd Tsuchikage of Iwagika, and Mei as the 5th Mizukage of Kira, all that random ass village, all departed from their villages with 2 guards, as each requested by the 4th Hokage to locate at the summit of the Land of Iron. During this time, Kakashi, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura had heard of this Hokage meetup, and Sasuke had volunteered to go with or kind of ghost call type of situation for Danzo. So Danzo would still have his 2 Root Anbu bodyguards, but Sasuke, who was still very much stronger than the original, and also using the mark and stuff, would be able to hide his presence and basically follow Danzo and to the actual meeting. On the way to the summit, Danzo and his bodyguards, Fu Yamanaka and Torina, were attacked by assassins. Danzo uncovered his bandages of his right eye, revealing the bloodshot Sharingan, and quickly dispatched the attackers. Kakashi during this time, Sasuke saw this and was about to attack him, but steeled himself, as he wanted to carry on watching to see what happens during the Kage meetup, and didn't want to attack him just yet, and would do so after the meeting. Back at the village, Kakashi put 2 Root Anbu members watching Naruto under Genjutsu, and told Sai, who had had him after all this time, actually become friends and stuff with Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, as well as Kakashi and Yamato, to report that Naruto had not left Konoha. Yamato implanted tracking devices on Team Samui and followed them to the Raikage meetup as well, and that's also how Sasuke had kind of followed him as well as the Raikage, to find out exactly where this place is. Back at the 5 Kage summit, Mifune, the leader of the Land of Iron, started the Kage summit, with each of the Kage's bodyguards looking on. Sasuke is hiding, however, in this meetup, without any of the actual Kage noticing at this time. The Kage quickly began to argue due to the ideology differences of each village. Danzo mentioned Killer B, sending A into a rage and prompting all the Kage bodyguards to assume into a ready stance, as A had just lost Killer B to the Akatsuki. A claimed that each of the other Kage in some way are responsible for the Akatsuki's rise to power. The fourth Kazekage may have used the Akatsuki to felicitate the Konoha crush. The Tsuchikage hired Akatsuki to avoid sending inexperienced ninjas to his village to battle, and the fourth Mizukage, Yagura, was probably manipulated by the Akatsuki, mainly Obito, who they thought now was, they didn't know who he was yet. When Danzo stated that the Akatsuki leader is most certainly Madara Uchiha, Mifune proposed that the 5 countries unite to eliminate the Akatsuki, and that Danzo should lead the alliance. Ayo, or I think it's his name, Tamuri, oh shit, man, it's that village's bodyguard with the Byakugan, discovered that Danzo's secret, that he used Shisui's Sharingan to manipulate Mifune's decision. Hearing this, Sasuke is starting to get extremely mad, but still covers his presence, as he doesn't want to attack Danzo in the middle of a Kage meeting. That would be pretty dumb. Suddenly, White Zetsu appears before the Kage, announcing that Madara Uchiha was nearby and about to appear before them. After being held in place by the Kage's bodyguards, Obito, aka Madara Uchiha, appears in a coolie fashion and told the Kage that he declares the 4th Shinobi War on all of the villages, and that he wants the Nine Tails for the plan, for the Eye of the Moon plan, and tells him to surrender him now without having for any bloodshed later on. Later, the Kages leave, and Sasuke, who had found out about all the stuff between Shisui's eye, finds himself to ready an attack to kill Danzo when he is far away from the other Kage. During that time, Danzo leaves. After a while, the bodyguards, they're already gone, and Sasuke attacks Danzo. The fight would be a one-sided killing. I mean, with Danzo releasing his arm, Sasuke, he's much stronger than the original. He would use his Amaterasu and flame control, and would be much stronger, as he can use that in conjunction and replace that as his flame breathing. So he's getting a step closer to sun breathing, but he's never able to actually do sun breathing. So this is kind of puts him as a higher tier than he was before. And he would also be able to use it in conjunction with moon breathing, being able to have his moon style when he releases the crescent moons, or actual proper moons. He would be able to inflict Amaterasu on them, so when they do hit the target, an additional flame would also burn them. With Sasuke returning back to the village with proof of Danzo's horrendous acts, storing the arm and also the eye as well of Danzo, and with no one actually having a problem with this, and also because Sakura as well, she's also a medic nin who had now by this time healed Tsunade, and with Tsunade being back in strength, she's put back into the position of Hokage. So that's where I'm going to leave this off, guys. I know this was a little shorter, I think. I'm not 100% sure how long this is, because it's literally just on, I don't have my timer on this yet. But yeah, I would just like to end that here. Next episode, we will probably go in the final arcs of Naruto. And I would just like to say, it's going to be a lot different. So make sure you do hit that like button and the subscribe button to find out the next part of What If Naruto was Yoriichi's reincarnation.